We're back in the building, people. OU, let's get it. We are gonna try this squadron out. Some Dragon Dance Life Orb Excalibur. Looking dangerous, looking meaty. That sounded. Pause. But yeah, it's quite dangerous here. The Valiant will have to booster, and I've changed it to thermal energy. I just like it more. Sure, it's life orb, and sure, what's that move? Ice body is useful, but I like this more, and I think he's gonna actually play a role because I can't get burnt by Moltres, and he might try to burn me because he sees chilly reception with it. So anyway, let's break it down. With Garganicle's core purpose, Terra Fairy makes me have almost unbeatable. Almost unbeatable. If I get rid of this Volcanion, Terra Fairy Garg can smack. Slowking can only be beat by Garg. Tusk, solid. So the biggest issue for me would be his Excalibur, but he's gonna likely mindlessly Tinglu. That's fine though. Okay, as I said, Bax is the biggest issue. Could be banded EQ, but I would get the information. I can Terra Fairy and reverse it. So fairly low risk. Plus, if he goes to something else, puts me in a phenomenal spot. I wouldn't be surprised to see a reposition into his Excalibur here, but I think he's probably just gonna go for the rocks, saying, "Hey, I want them rocks. I want them today. I want them right now." Moltres, very likely. I'm debating whether or not it's better to get rid of his hazards. A burnt grain tusk. Yeah, actually, it is better to get rid of the hazards, even if Moltres comes in and were to get the burn. I'm not too concerned about that, primarily because, one, he's not going to use the turn to whisk because it's super Garganicle is super problematic, which allows me to get up rocks, and it's low risk for me. It's likely going to U-turn, as I said, and this puts him in an awful spot, right? Because he has to go to Tusk, he has to rapid spin, and I get all of the edge, right? So yeah, so they gotta go for that. Oh, he's defensive. Okay, he's like max defense. Okay, which means he's out damaging me. This gets clap. Gambit can do more work, but it's not amazing, but it can do more work. EQ did 19. I haven't seen EQ do that little in a long time. So he's out damaging me, even though I'm way further ahead than he is. And I've lost my leftovers. So excellent. He goes multi. This time he's most certainly gonna go for the flamethrower Will-O-Wisp. I am debating. Well, it's better to Garg. Yeah, I was gonna say I could have went Moltres, but if I'm a faster Moltres than him, he's gonna U-turn first. If I'm slower, then it puts me in an awkward spot. Whereas here I get to Salt Cure on either Tinglu, Great Tusk, and because he doesn't have his item anymore, I can reposition in my Tusk and just rock spam, and he has no edge on me, you know? So has to go back to the Moltres. Showed Will-O-Wisp last time. We're gonna remove this item because it's gonna get punished heavily in the long run, and I know he's gonna U-turn. I'm not predicting in like a, oh, you know, gems, the goat. No, that's not even what's going on right now. I'm gonna EQ because I might one-shot him from here. Yeah, so now Moltres gets punished, Bax might get punished, and I doubt the Volcanion's getting punished, right? But the beauty of it is that I have the Slowking. If it's taunt, which I have seen, so this is what fire spins. We're gonna future sight first on the off chance that's a thing. I have seen that before. So this is useful information. I do want the Volcanion weakened, so I know he can't. He has to attack my Gambit. He doesn't have sub or anything like that. So Gambit's a huge problem right now in that Terra Fairy. Slowking being gone is not that important. Moltres shuts down Valiant. Slowking's honestly there for the Volcanion. So what I'll do is just waste the turn surfing here because I know he's gonna get future sighted the next turn. But this is crazy. It's actually beating my Slowking. This is kind of cool. So he should just go for Earth Power or something. But yeah, that was kind of cool. Now Excalibur can't be burnt. If I DD here, do I win? Because I don't even need to. I get a kill or two, and I lure out his Valiant, force the booster, and I can switch my Bax out. Because what's gonna happen is likely I'm gonna go Bax, and he's going to go hard Moltres. He may have Terra in hand as well. And the thing that gets me the most value here is Baxcalibur anyway. So what we're gonna do is Dragon Dance, fairly low risk. As I said, if he goes for Fire Spin, but likely gonna just sack the Moltres, but he leaves it in. So as I said, can't get burnt. I resist that. I can just EQ here to knock him out as he sacks Moltres. So it's kind of, come on, he's gonna Wisp though. Yeah, Thermal Exchange, baby. Actually, I don't want the Glaive Rush recoil. I'm really pissed that he would have sacked his Volcanion. Not sacked, but he thought that I was Ice Body. So Valiant, as I say, I forced the booster, forced him to attack into my Molly. Yup. Sucks that he's Moonblast and Calm Mind. With the special attack drop, that's gonna fuck. I do have Terra Valiant, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's really important that I hit that right there. Because Terra Valiant is gonna be critical. Because at this point, I mean, my Garg can beat his Volcanion as well, but he has Taunt. So Garg is key in this end game. And he seems to not want to Terra, which implies he's Terra Steel. I'll do his Roost first. So he has Thunderbolt. +2 Moonblast wouldn't kill Gambit. I get to Terra. Yeah, I'll just Terra and knock him out. Should just Moonblast. What? Fucking lost. I made a big mistake. I did not think I could get KO'd there. How did I just die? +2 should not, because I'm thinking plus neutral shouldn't do half to my Valiant. So yeah, I just fucked up big time. Not necessarily. I technically can still win with just backs, but I made a pretty big mistake, and that's gonna hurt me. It's gonna cost me dearly. So we're gonna recover here on the off chance he just gives it to me. So if the backs, he's probably gonna go Tinglu. Goes Volcanion, which is a misplay because you just give the Volcanion up, which like there's no reason to do that. So Tinglu comes in as expected. Icicle Crash will not. Yeah, it's gonna come down to a tie of speeds. I could just Icicle Crash and flinch him. So let's say I go Great Susk here. I think that's my best play. Heavy Slam. He's Terra Water. He never Terra'd, right? Right, he never Terra'd. Heavy Slam. He never Terra'd, right? So I fucked up big time. Great learning lesson here. Versus the Valiant. I did not think there was any reality where that might have been absolute max, or I'm used to. I didn't think there was any reality where my Gambit died. So yeah, I played that too recklessly then. So I gotta learn my calcs. So that was big. And now my so he goes hard backs and his boots backs. Which means he wins. I mean, he already won, but because what's my play here? Him Dragon Dancing doesn't matter. I'll just have to crit him. Cause he Dragon Dances here. Cause I could spin, but yeah, if he misses the Icicle Crash, then I have a shot. But nah, he doesn't miss. Yeah, I lost a lot of points from pretty. Now, what is beautiful is I do like this team. My own silliness lost me that game. So hold on. As I said, I don't mind losing if it's my own fault and I can gain the lesson from it and move forward. Actually, let me run that calc. Valiant, because Valiant does not have that great of a special attack stat. 339 +2 timid. King Gambit. Plus, I didn't even have to Terra the Gambit. Now that I think about it, what the fuck was the difference in terroring? I'm not facing a physical Valiant. So just awful play. So whatever happened there. Why is this saying 199? King Gambit. I haven't found a value yet. That's why I'm looking at this. I have now. What's the custom band? All right. Let's do Moonblast. What? Why does it say 120? I need to check that again. Is that a guarantee KO? There's no way it's fucking 120. Am I just used to Gambit taking physical hits? What am I missing here? That shit does 120 to 140. There's no way. 46 to 55. Oh, hold on. Let me take the fucking booster energy off. Put it back to booster energy. Yeah, that shit was 56. So yeah, it was my own ignorance. How much did we drop now? 1889. So we're not even in 1900s anymore. And number one is super low. But as I said, I think this team can do it. Yeah, but we gotta get fucked up a little bit, make the mistakes we need to make, and then just like last time, just so taking what we learned in the last game. This doesn't even apply here, but it does have a Valiant, so that's useful information. Similarly, Black Excalibur is a massive problem. Massive problem. It's a boost your energy, then backs lead, unless it's Terra Fairy. Terra Fairy actually would give me trouble. What do I plan to win with though? Tusk is really good versus this team. These two, this can't do much. This can't do much with Moltres. If it's Mindless Samurai, how do I want to deal with that? So I'm actually gonna play this differently. If he Mindless Samurai, now this sucks if he has Sacred Sword. I probably should have considered that, because I only considered Mindless Samurai regarding if he Sacred Swords, he won't be with Glaive Rush, plus that's gonna do it twice as much. Ceaseless Edge is right, that's what I expected. Mindless Edge. Glaive Rush on the off chance it's a fucking Balloon Golingo. So yeah, this is working just about as I thought. I don't know why in God's name he sacked the Golingo, but again, this is working about as well as I expected. Now this is a huge issue for me. I am Terra Fairy on this, and I think it's going to be worth terroring my Slowking. The alternative is to if I terror my Slowking, the walking weight becomes a little more annoying, but that's only if I know what I'll do. I'm willing to give up my Great Tusk. He gets a crit there. I'm willing to give up my Great Tusk. He has to terror to kill it. Moltres should be able to handle everything. The Gambit, oh, he Stealth Rocks. I want to Terra Steel. Let's say Terra Ices or Fairies and knocks me out. And I Terra Steel, but he might have just Earth Power and kill me. Yeah, see, that's the fucking, that's why I didn't Terra Steel. That's why I didn't Terra Steel there. That's why. And so you can still get rocks up, which are pesky. I don't want to give Great Tusk up just for rocks, because I'm gonna have to Terra to kill this Shiny Shocks anyway. Offensively, I don't guard well against this with his booster energy. So Earth Power is fortunately okay. I think this probably has Volt Switch. Thunderbolt would knock me out. I don't think Surf would knock him out. He may rocks. Okay, so now he Stealth Rocks, but or Earth Powers, both of which work. I'm just debating who I want to Terra. I don't think his backs is no longer needed. I'd go for the kill on Slowking, but based on how he played the Gold Angle in the first couple turns, I wouldn't be shocked if he went for the Stealth Rock prediction. Sandy shocked. But yeah, I figured Surf wouldn't knock him out because this thing is just low-key bulky. I think I'll Terra my Garg. Now the issue is that I let Slowking get a lot lower. I didn't think he had Thunderbolt. I thought he had Volt Switch. But maybe he doesn't have Terra Blast and has Volt Switch too and just Thunderbolted. But what's beautiful is that Slowking ended up eating that meal. But we have to just play it well. So he Thunderbolts, which is great. I wanted him to Thunderbolt. I have not shown that I don't have Ice Shard. If I had Ice Shard, what I do here is go to Samurott. So I'm gonna Glaive Rush. But he might not give a fuck, right? So he's gonna get rocks up. The beauty is that Garg is such an impenetrable wall of forcedness that if he opts for Gambit, it doesn't even give him that much leverage because I just go to Moltres. Now, one big issue is that the Slowking isn't heal. I need it to be healed so I can take on the Wake, but I don't want to take a ton of damage. He Thunderbolts. He expects Terra Water, I assume. He expected me to Terra though. I'm really glad I didn't go for rocks. That's if anything on my team was bothered by rocks. But so here's the Wake, which was the concern. But without no, there's no way Draco's. He subs here, yeah. And this is where Slowking becomes handsome. So since he gave that up, I'll give Tusk up. Slack off here. Because I didn't want to risk him having something other than Dragon Pulse. I think I'd have eaten Dragon Pulse from there. I ate it super well. Holy shit. I just sacked Tusk for nothing then. So we slack off into Chili Recep. The reason we're doing it like this is because we can always just reposition back. So we'll get a bit of leftovers from the Garg. Because why the fuck not? And Garg's positioning entices. Yeah, I don't know why he keeps subbing. So this is a waste of his Wake for sure. Yeah, unless he, you know, don't want to speak of it. Okay. His name was not spoken and did not manifest. So Chili Reception here should be fine. Yeah, did not expect him to. So I'm following one. Either sub or Slowking. This makes things a bit dicey. Okay, just surfs, which means no longer cares about the Wake. 36%. I need to slack off one more time. Now one thing I want to be mindful of is my slack off HP. So I have 2 left. This Slowking is here for the Wake. So if I Chili Recep, if I just go hard Garg, that could just hard switch out. Because Moltres is there for the last 2, because he hasn't Terra'd yet. Just Dragon Pulse PPS 16 remaining. 38%. We can slack off this turn. I think he's gonna surf anyway, yeah. Chili Reception is fine here. Chili Reception is fine this turn. And I go Gambit this turn because he only has one that I can surf kill him. Because if he lets me surf, right, he subs. So I get to Future Sight. Then I'll just hard switch in a Garg. Fuck, he crit me. I mean, it was bound to happen eventually, so I'm not gonna lose my shit over that or anything, but the surf is gonna hurt. Cause I gotta keep Slowking. Oh, he pulses. But I wasn't switching, so that makes sense that he was like, well, bro doesn't believe in switching. I wouldn't be shocked to see him double pulse. I'm curious how much surf does. 59, okay. I'll eat that. the Garg positioning is better than Slow King on the kill. So, because it forces the Samurai to not come in on Ceaseless Edge. It's not that deep, Ceaseless Edge, but you know, it might not even have Sacred Sword. So it opts for Gambit, and as I said, unless these kids are running Terra Fire Gambit, it's Terra Fairy. Come on, Molly. Yes. Okay, this might not be that bad. Pretty bad. Him having Lum and killing me is pretty bad. I have not seen that, so that's actually kind of cool. So let's see if we can make. Shit, yeah, I'm losing Moltres there. It's fucking huge. If it's physical Valiant, I've lost. What do I do? No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because he has to CC, which means my Garg can come in. Yeah, so I get the CC damage. It's gonna be close. Because Gargoyle's physical Val. I just surf here. If he has Encore, that's a bitch. If he has Encore, that's a bitch. Knock off. Let's see. Fuck. Yeah. I don't know why he Swords Danced. Swords Dance is a misplay. Swords Dance gives me a shot. 35. Because he's dropping a lot of HP. Is Body Press better or Soul Cure? He'd CC one more time. Fuck. Crit that CC. I don't think the crit mattered that much. It's gonna be close. He CC'd again. If I sucker points, yeah, I think I killed him. But yeah, another tough loss. The key there was the Gambit being Lum. That was dope. I did not account for Gambit being Lum. So we ended up losing Great Tusk, not knowing how much the Dragon Pulse did. So I didn't even need to sack Great Tusk, which would have played a role in the Gambit late game. I don't know if it would have played a role, because I mean, it's Terra Fairy anyway. Yeah, just not knowing about Lum. What would I have done though? If I knew it was Lum, I'd play the game differently. So I have to account for Lum in the future. So that's useful. Two pretty useful losses today. The fuck is calling me? Two pretty useful losses today. And it actually makes me more confident that this is a team that I'm gonna I think I can do one. I don't have the time today. I actually intended to come on this and just do one long live, but as the metagame is adjusting and evolving, and the number one is pretty low, I think I can do one, potentially, depending on how. I needed to find a solid enough team. Let me see. I need to find a solid enough team. Yeah, number one is super low. It's only 2013. So yeah, 1900 is fucking like top 20 damn near. Like that's unprecedentedly low. That's like beginning of metagame low. And also the dope thing about it is that both games that I lost, I played exactly to what I thought the best solution was, and the opponent had something that I didn't account for, and then it fucked me. Not really with the Valiant, because I knew what the Valiant was gonna do, but I thought Gambit survived. So my best play there would have been to not have the Valiant set up to where I could just come in with Gambit and kill it. But me thinking, oh, there's no way it can win, that was the great mistake there. And so that won't happen again, and we won't deal with the potential of Lum Gambit again. Though it's slower than my Gambit, so I could have even beat him. It's very strange times. But anyway, similar-ish, right? Garganical is key here. Encore users I gotta watch out for, because even in that end game just now, Valiant, Lum and Encore were two big things. because Garg ended up with a winning in the end as well. I think if I sucker punch his Valiant, I would have won. But yeah, I had to think about that. If he switched to Samurai and switched back, I don't think he could have lost. Anyway, let's see, especially because he has Encore. Let us see. Moltres is almost impossible to kill. Terra Fairy and Moltres. And enough knockoffs is almost an impossibility. Almost. So I need more data. That lander is gonna be pesky. So phase 1, Slowking. Oh, okay. I did not account for Muck. That's something I may have. It's likely it would be a good idea to account for. I didn't because the Tusk matchup, turn 1 was such a detrimental. It's an immediate item lost. But maybe he was thinking similarly. So either way, the Landorus Cinderace situation here. I know these things run protect, but you want to account for a potential Swords Dance, right? So it's very improbable that's going to be the case. So what we're going to end up doing is just go for the Katao, unless this is something that can it touch me? Bro predicted a whole double switch. For what reason, brother? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Says Helmet. I wanted to confirm that. I didn't know. Okay then, fair enough. Okay. So maybe he has Drain Punch or something. I don't know why he's playing in the way he's playing. Okay. Alright, so this is giving me a lot of data about what's going on in his head. There's no game plan. Bro is just going off good. Because there's no... I know what his team is. So I'm like... There's no win con that this progresses you towards. Especially because Gambit is... You have a Dozo, a fucking... Probably Will-O-Wisp Cinderace, a Landorus with Rocky Helmet, and Encoring... Like, this is the most anti-Gambit team of all time. You know what I'm saying? So you're just taking damage on your Lando to remove a Gambit. That isn't even an issue. Okay, yeah, that's all I needed to see. I don't even know what the fucking Screen Tail is supposed to do. Is this rocks or something? Like, when is Screen Tail the Slowking counter? It's gonna run Trick? Some little bullshit's gonna happen. Slowking is important though. I don't want Slowking tricked. There's no way it's Trick. Okay. Phew. Alright. So Wish. Okay, I'm getting a good idea of what the opponent thinks. Like, okay. So Bax is gonna force him to stay in or go Dozo, right? Which allows me to future sight as he brings in the Muck. Up. And now he goes for Protect to stop the future sight. And Dozo comes in. So we're gonna start chopping that down and see if it's lefties as well. It is leftovers. Excellent. He's gonna reposition here, but it's almost no risk for me. Protect, that's useful to know. I actually prefer the Chilly Reception on the Muck or the Dozo itself. That's amazing. No complaints here. So we're gonna work the long game of this. We're gonna remove this thing's item. Sure, I'll have to take a what's it called? Oh, bro is like, nah, you're not finna take my item. You're not finna take my item. So Dozo rocks. Dazzling Gleam. My Garg is gonna be key in a few. The future sight, future sight Muck. If I Chilly again, actually Chilly's better. Chilly's better positioning. You know, something crossed my mind about his Landorus, but I was like, there's no way he goes Landorus. One, to risk your entire Landorus on the off chance I go for Surf. is insane, but 2, it's not even that important. Like the Lando is not good, you know. So it's very interesting to observe how these players think. So screen tails, if I'm banded backs, we'll get to it out there. But that said, nothing that's risking the game for me, especially because it doesn't have an item. You know what I mean? Just subtle little things like these are massive. So here comes the muck, and now we'll be able to get up these bands. Okay. So if I have a future sight out in these streets, you have a weakened Dozo, a weakened Lando. Let me think who I want to take advantage of this. I think Gambit. I want Gambit to take advantage of this. So I have a future sight out. You know. There's no way Gambit takes 25 from a Dazzling Gleam. It's a screen tail. And I do think he's gonna leave it in. There's no way. Okay, so I could have SD'd there. Okay. Very well then. So here comes the Lander Asterion, and he's staying into Stealth Rock. No? No? We going muck. We going to Lowland muck. We think. No, that's too soon. Moltres is too important. Moltres is too important. Here would be an excellent moment to Lander Asterion for him. Because I was gonna Moltres to burn the muck, but I just gotta be patient with the Dozo. That's gonna come since he's Encore. Since he's Encore, because as you can see, Iron Defense Guard can't lose. Like he can't kill it. But I want to see if I can win in a faster way, because Encore is gonna start getting funny, and I don't even want to deal with none of that. So he's showing me U-turn on the Lando. I know he has rocks. Okay, I know what I could try. Yeah, excellent. I know what I can try. The EQ U-turns, grass knot, all our contact moves. And since he's, because I was like, there's no way he's gonna keep U-turning since I have a Moltres, but he keeps doing it. Stone Edge may be a possibility. If he does have it, then he's gonna use it here, which means he can't beat my Tusk. Don't say he can't beat my Tusk, but if he's Helmet, massive turn. He can't heal the Lando. Colossal turn. It's Will-O-Wisp, you know, it's gonna miss. But the fact that he stayed into U-turn blows my mind. It's 2 opportunities to get burned, bro. So that does throw me back quite a bit. He has Poison Touch. I don't want my Moltres poison, and I don't want his item gone. It is what it is. Poison jabs, bro, it's insane. As I said, we're gonna Swords Dance again. Not because it's some great play or anything like that. It covers for both the mindless knockoff stain trying to be cool and jiggy. And if he goes to Landers, it covers for the U-turn as well. I'd assume Grass Knot is his other move. Because, you know, otherwise, if you're gonna stay in and like, why would you not just go for the fucking Stone Edge? Okay, he does leave it in again. Bro's insane. As far as I can tell, nothing on his team gets a healing move. And then goes, bro's truly lost the mind. Bro's truly lost of the mind. The reason I'm whispering is that Cinderace is a non-factor. Oh, the justice is delicious. Make it make sense, my friends. My friends, make it make sense, my friends. Make it make sense, my friends. They should knock as he should have done the first time. Anybody who's not in the 1700s, you should be ashamed of yourself. This is your competition, my friends. Now, maybe bro has some secret strategy. You know, I'm the king of getting ran up on. However, I can't think of what any of these mons could do from a secret strategy standpoint that would be sufficient, you know? So, Lord knows why I hit SD. I think 16% is enough to get Rocky helmeted. I would remove his Lando, which means I wouldn't have to think about rocks anymore, but which means my Moltres. That's not true that I wouldn't have to think about rocks. Do I care enough to kill his Lando? Lando is useless. No, not to trade for Gambit. So what would I do instead? Man. It does open up my grade test quite a bit. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's go down together. Assuming he doesn't get the poison on my Moltres. Plus, if I don't have to be concerned about rocks anymore, my item on Moltres matters a little less. It just allows us to go to grade test because, you know, the Alolan Muck is it's inevitable. I'm gonna Earthquake directly because there's literally no reason not to. Screen Tails coming in has to take Earthquake damage. If it took 35 from a Great Tusk Earthquake, Bax's Icicle Crash was gonna put this thing in the woods, like in the dirt. So Future Sight's fine this turn because he has to leave the Screen Tails in. And this allows for me to Chilly Recept upon the Alolan Muck here. I don't want to go about this. Tusk is still better. Since I'm not going to be losing my Moltres' item, what we'll do is rocks this turn and punish the Screen Tails. EQ Force Wish, is there a point to that? No, it's the same sequence. He has to stay in. So Future Sight again, right? How much is, yeah, still quite a few wishes left. The upside is not now. Okay, I forgot he had Encore. Now things are gonna get interesting. Now things are gonna get interesting. Bro and Cinderace, which means he's gonna sack it. If he's what's that move, that ability called? My Great Tusk can spin at any time, so I'm not concerned about this at all. Like, essentially gave me half his Cinderace health for what? Is it better to trade Garg's item? Because the reason I don't just leave Garg in here and go rampant is because of his, so let me think, if I get rid of his item here and go crazy, is because, the Dozo will have to Terra most likely. I suppose that's not a bad thing depending on what the Terra is, right? I guess I'm forced to give you my item now, aren't I? So you spin on the Screen Tail. Yup. He wishes in an attempt to get the Cinderace back. It could dazzle me. Let me think. Let me be patient because I'm trying to wrap this game up. So again, I am on a time limit. Because the last thing we want to do is toss some more points today. We get our little 10 points or whatever we'll get from this. So if I allow him to wish, it's actually, This is a highest risk play. I know he's gonna wish. So here one would assume, okay, you know, Jam, he'd go Cinderace. Because he has to. It's Blaze Ace. I really want to EQ. I'm very tempted to Earthquake here. But Slowking is still a good Ace matchup. We'll be kind of back at square one. The only difference is that I think the Screen Tails would be lower, so when Icicle Crash, we mean business. But also the Cinderace might actually be lower than it is now. It does stay in the Gleam. So it's a good thing I didn't take the risk there. Fire Chili. Yeah, yes, the muck. She's gonna backs here. Gonna caliber backs. A Shown Glaive Rush. He really left it in. I could have EQ'd him there. He gets the poison. What the? Why would you even risk the muck? If I EQ'd there, he was finished. That's fine though. You know, I should have DD'd that turn. Should have DD'd that turn. Liquidation, Chiller Reception. That was somewhat impatient. There was no reality where I expected him to leave the muck in. I'm thinking if there was, because if I'm banded Max, he has no ground immunity and he'd lose him on there. So you always go Dozo. Or you protect, because if you want to scout from my choice band. If I EQ and I'm banded, you lose muck. And I'm, yo, Jam, you're trying to make sense of a guy that stays in Orlando and Will-O-Wisp. Maybe. Bax isn't that important, but you know, we're just thinking about this. So future side Chili Reception makes the most sense here. And this is where the curing of the salt becomes important. Yeah. Body press, okay. Excellent. Shown liquidation. This is like, he doesn't even have rest. What the fuck? What the fuck? Bro goes to muck. Bro goes to muck. Bro goes to muck. Bro doesn't even have rest. Bro doesn't even have rest. Bro doesn't even have rest, man. What the fuck is going on? We're gonna Earthquake here. Bro's getting his little leftovers, I feel it. So knowing is the amount of time it's gonna take for me to beat this Screen Tail. I think that's probably most annoying. But the upside is that we can Salt Cure spam. And it'll prevent in all of his wishes from being relevant. Right. So we can Salt Cure a few more turns. It's none of his mons that can come in. Actually, I'm gonna say muck. But the problem was that your Screen Tails is now at 53%. These are things we talk about. He goes back to the Screen Tail. I didn't think he would do that, but good play. Good Saw Cure stall. Okay. We're gonna stall out some on-cools here. Oh, he wished. Okay. Okay. Actually, shouldn't have let Bax get poisoned. That was an idiot. It's gonna make this a lot longer than it needs to be. Yeah. Oh, wait, this is a lot longer. Actually, let me watch my EQ PP too. He has 4 wishes left, I've just realized as well. So I'm still not his wishes mad efficiently. Does that have stonage? I don't see it. Why risk it? Terrifier. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, let's see what we can do. Okay, it doesn't do that much. Whew. I mean, I'm not out of the water yet because you know what's. We don't speak its name, but bro went for crunch. Bro is truly sinister. Bro is truly a savage. It does decent damage. Saw Cure there means he can't encore me into because before he'd have a bit of control here. Now I just Saw Cure and just body press his team to death. Yeah, because I want to be mindful of my Saw Cures. Doesn't he die? Does Wish activate first? Okay. The Saw Cure spam. My guard being alive is king. So he's finally terrored, which means Dozo is inconsequential. He has to use another wish. An encore. I have enough Saw Cures to where I can use up some here. Okay. He has 1 more wish remaining. So we chilly the first turn because we don't want yeah. Yeah, you can take the hazards, that's fine. If that's your highest priority, have them, my friend. Because now your wishes are finished. Should use up a rest here. No encore, I mean. That's your last one. That's your last one. You gotta leave this in. Because you don't think healing screen tail is more detrimental, more important. You think a body pressing dozer is more important. So he finally gets the poison. But at this point, Garganical's body presses are what matter. So I'm actually not even gonna get rid of the rocks. I'm gonna leave them up because that's gonna be important for the switches. For the stitches. The EQ here, Cinderace is crazy. Actually can spin now, funnily enough. We go hard Garganical. Bro is like, hey man. The issue with this is how are you gonna get, even if you get rid of my item, you know? What next? What next? We're not giving items up here. Not until I'm boosted. But yeah, once because you're gonna have to give up the muck. Slowking also wins. We just EQ here. There's no drawback to it. It protects. Zero drawback to earthquake. Well, Dozo is. Oh, screen tells. That's fine. Yeah, and I just go Moltres and U-turn repeatedly. Yeah. Slowking into Moltres into U-turn into all of the things. So yeah, I guess I have to let the muck fucking knock my item off, don't I? I want to be mindful of my Saw Cure PP. It's not like the leftovers. As long as I'm more boosted than his Zenta, it doesn't matter. Screen tails dies to hazards. Taunt. Okay. So that's your other move. Okay. Bro's insane. Sacking muck. It's embarrassing how much I did, frankly. Let's protect on this. I want to be mindful of my saw cares. But that was the wildest game I've ever seen in life. Like the level of wildness in that game was too wild. As I said, Garg couldn't be beat from what I saw, but I needed him to Terra. Because if his Dozo was something other than obviously Terra Water or Steel, then it not having rest is crazy. This is insane. But we are 1875. But I'm very confident I can perform with this team. I'm not 100 on the backs. I don't love the backs. You know, I think, what's my team? I mean, it technically did work in the games, and you know, I was thinking like backs is I. Is there a better dragon I could use? Just a better offensive mind. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. A lot of lessons learned, as we said. Hopefully you enjoyed this long live, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.